What is up, guys? My name is Tyler, or Ruzy, and welcome back to the channel. It is a brutally cold winter day in upstate New York. It is actually negative 30 degrees with the wind chill. But we're in the garage today, my garage, and we're doing some modifications. Not on my SI, though. I announced it in a video I haven't uploaded yet. of something going on to my car, which I gotta edit and upload yet. But this won't be up before that. So you guys have probably seen my dad's hands in some of my videos. The acuity shifter. What else? He did something else with me. Oh, the PRL intake on the SI. You guys have seen his hands. He loves modifying cars. He's been getting into it. So he went out and got a 2025 Honda Civic Type R. Beautiful car, Sonic Gray Pearl. He loves it. He's so happy. He's been modifying it. He's got some airflow dynamic rear spats for it, roof spoiler, shift knob. I think he ordered carbon fiber steering wheel, PRL intake, AWE touring exhaust with the track extension right there. And today, I gotta shout out my friends over at Two Step Performance. They sent him a package just for him, for his car, and we're gonna install it. So let me show you guys the new taillights we're installing. We're installing the Two Step Performance sequential taillights. Link will be down below, not only to Two Step Performance's website, but straight to the product listing. They are extremely good looking. But once again, thanks so much, Two Step Performance, for hooking us up for this video. My dad is so beyond excited. Enough talk. Let's go install them. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is remove this little plastic panel on both sides. You guys need a flathead screwdriver or a plastic pry tool, and just kind of work your way slowly around it. The OEM ones tend to come out a little bit hard. If you guys hear the snapping, not a big deal. So there's one, and then we're going to remove that bolt right there, and that one right there. Alright, so all we're going to do is slowly pop this out. Just be careful moving it out, because on the outside here, that's where they tend to scuff. This one came out extremely easy. So next, you guys are going to have the wiring harness. It looks like two plugs. You have that gray one and that black one. You're just going to squeeze the tabs and pull out. And that one. And then you guys are going to have this little clip system. Just holding the wires there. Alright, so all we did was we used one of these little pry tools, and basically we stuck it right up at the top of the curve here, like so, and we went back and forth and just kind of worked it side to side until it was up and out. So there is one of your outer taillights out. Alright, so next in the hatch there's going to be screws underneath this plastic piece here, flips right up. It's going to be the same on the other side. But here is that screw right there. So there's going to be one there. There's going to be one right up there. And then same on the other side. One right up there. And one right under that little plastic pry right there. It's like a little, hatch, if you will. So all you do is just take the plastic pry tool and pop them off. And boom, there's your screw. So remove all four of those screws as your next step. Alright, so starting that front corner, just kind of work your way all the way around the hatch. Do it slowly, you don't have to be rushed with it. Right around the third brake light, work our way over to this side. Same thing here, just kind of slowly work your way up. I'd say do it little by little until you reach the middle. And there is that trunk piece all pulled out. Alright, so if you guys have ever done this job on the Civic sedan, you know it's pretty much the same placement. You guys are going to have a bolt right there. You're going to have one right there. One right there. And then you guys are going to want to undo both your connections, which will be that white plug and that white plug. It'll be the same as the rest of them. Just squeeze the tab and pull out, and they will come right out. And that'll free your inner taillight, the one half of it, as all three of these are going to be separate lights. So what you do on this side, copy on that side. Also, you guys have to remove this end of the tail light. It's just a little trim piece, same thing, just get your pry tool out, work your way around, and boom. All right, so what you guys want to do is you want to stick your little pry tool under the tail light on the side there, and kind of keep your hand on the top of it while you're doing this. It might need some pressure just because they are inserted via tabs. So just kind of jiggle them both around like so. And there's your tail light right there. Right on out. So as you guys can see, those little white tabs. So now just bring your hatch down and slide your tail light right out. Alright, so same thing over here with this tail light. We're going to remove the free 8mm bolts, which are in the same exact locations. So first off, well, nuts I should say, the free 8mm nuts. There's one. Unplug your tail light. Alright, next nut after getting those two plugs unplugged. After that we got one more, and that'll unsecure the tail light. And same place, way up in the top corner is the last one. So get that all removed. And that'll be your free 8mm nuts and your two plugs out. Then go ahead and remove that trim piece on this side again. And then take your bigger pry tool and stick it right under the taillight and just kind of work that clip up, because they're a little bit of a pain, especially OEM if you just got your taillights out, if they've never been out before. So just kind of work your way back and forth. And then boom, there's your tail light free. Alright, before we do that center one, we're going to take out the passenger side outer one. So same deal, stick your trim piece removal tool under and just kind of work your way out. And boom, and then once again, screw and screw. Once again, just kind of work it out slowly. That's what the tape is for, so we're all good there. And then same thing, unplug the two connections, squeeze and pull, gray plug and a black plug. There's one, and there's the other. And then next thing, you guys are going to get that little plastic tool we showed, the little pick. And just kind of work your way back and forth again on both sides. And
bada bing, bada boom.
There you go. There's your outer tail. All right, so for the centerpiece, we're going to start with this one. This one up here, right up there. There you go. And then that one right there. So we'll start with those three first. All right, so with this, same deal. Go off to the edge of it, stick a pry tool under it. Just kind of slowly work your way up. And just work your way across. Once you guys get it worked across, go from the other side and break that last clip loose. And there we go.
Be patient.
Yep, just be patient with it. Just so you guys know, the clips are going to make a terrible noise, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just how it sounds. It is a little scary and concerning, but once you guys get that out, same thing with the rest of it. Squeeze the wire harness and just unplug it. And this will be the easiest part to put back on the whole car. All right, now once you guys got the new one out, the TSP sequential one out, this will be the middle piece. You guys just switch over all these white little tabs. These ones are going to slide to the side and then back in. That one slides down, and then that one on the end slides over. And those are the clips for your new ones. As you guys can see, the wiring's obviously all connected on this. So you have the OEM plug, and then you have that one little one for the sequential. So let's pop the hatch. All right, so what you guys are gonna have is that little 3-pin wire. That is for the sequential power and connecting them. So we found out what's easiest is removing that grommet there, and then you cut a little slit on the top side of it. And what we did was we took a pair of needle nose pliers, we stuck it in that little slit and opened them. That way we could pull the wire through and pull it through as much as you can without, yanking and putting too much tension on the wire. But once you can do now is you guys can put that rubber grommet back in there. And then once you put this whole piece in, you'll be able to pull that sequential wire from the inside of the hatch and have more play, and it won't be as tight. So yeah, what we're gonna do now is we're also gonna plug in the new one to the aftermarket one. Boom, the TSP tail. And then we're gonna put that rubber grommet back in. All right, so once you guys get that grommet back in the plug like so, you guys are good to slap the centerpiece right on in. And it's gonna go in the same way it came out. It'll probably require a little pressure to get those pop tabs in. All right, so what you guys are gonna do is just take your time, make sure all of that gets lined up, and then you guys are good just to push it right in. And that is the centerpiece in. Then what you guys are gonna do again is just reinstall the 3 8mm nuts, one on each side, and one way up there in the center. All right, so what we have here is the new one from TSP, the passenger side. And what we're gonna do is remove those white clips. Once again, just slide them right out. There's 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3. And then you're gonna mount them in the location, 1, 2, and then 3 is right over there. And then ignore all the wiring. We'll go over and walk you guys through it. It's not as bad as it looks. So in terms of putting this on, the wiring just goes through that massive hole, as you guys could imagine. And as for the taillight itself, it's going to go in the same exact way that it came out, just reverse. You're basically just going to push it in, line up your tabs a little bit. And like I said, they're going to pop in a little harder because of those pop tabs. They are a pain, those little white clips. Just take your time lining it up. And that is your taillight. All right, so once you guys got the taillight in, we're gonna put the nut there, the nut over, there's a bad angle, right there, and then right there in that hole to secure your taillight. All right, so when putting this plastic trim piece on, I realized it was easier to clip this side on first. It's got this little like U-shaped thing. Just stick it on the peg and then slowly work your way up, and boom, that piece is in. So we're gonna start by plugging in the OEM connectors for the actual power of the plugs. Both those white plugs, each one can only go into one. They only fit in one, I should say. So whatever one they fit in is the one they belong in. So there's that. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing with the other side. Make sure you move the white clips over, fish it through the gigantic hole in the trunk, or the hatch, I should say. Sorry, force of habit. And you guys are going to line up the little holes for those little screw posts that the nuts go on. Just going to line those up. All right, so same thing, screw hole there, nut there, and there's one way up in the corner up there. So that'll be your 3 nuts. All right, so what we're doing is, this is driver's side. We fish that wire up and over, as you guys can see. And we're basically just gonna work our hands slowly up through whatever hole you can to fish the wire through. And the end goal is to get it all the way over to the driver's side, outer or inner, I guess you could say, but the outer of the hatch, all the way over. And you guys want to plug it into that little black plug right there, which as you guys can see, we're just about there. Here we are. And there's only one way this one can plug in with the clip. Get plugged in like so. Next, you guys are going to take that little plug over there and basically bring it all the way up to that green one. That is the center. So we're going to basically just work it right through the back side of the trunk again. Same way we did the first one, connecting the two outers of the hatch. Kind of fish it through. Right there.
You have to go that far. Come over.
Yeah, that's right. Should be able to fish it right up and through the center. And all you're going to do is, once again, same way, only plugs in one way with the clip system on it. And there you go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take that wire, the really long one, and basically we're just going to fish it down this long area of the hatch here. You guys can kind of see what we're doing here. You guys can see it working right there. We're just going to slide it little by little all the way down. Alright, so what you guys are going to do is you guys are going to pull off that grommet there. And what we found easiest was we used a little clothes hanger or a wire of some sort. And basically we fished it up, all the way up until about here. And then what we did was we took some electrical tape and we taped it. We wrapped the wire around and then taped it. And we fished the wire all the way down and through. So that is right out there. Okay, so what we had to do was we have two connections. One's going to be for the left, the other one's for the right. We did one at a time, and we fished it through here like I just showed in the last clip with that clothes hanger. And then once we got here, we did the same process to get it through this little rubber grommet all the way through. And we ran it all the way down and through, and as you guys can see, we just labeled one. That way we knew what side. It's going to be the right side. And then the other one that's unmarked will be the left side. Make sure you know which one is which, or it'll not work as it should. So make sure you label them, run them through one at a time, and now you're good to move on to the next step. All right, so what we have to do next is we got to fish these two wires down. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the leather stripping of the hatch pretty much all the way. You're going to stop roughly about there, maybe a little further. And what you're going to do is you're going to fish these two wires through this little hole right here in the car itself. And you're going to fish it out through the headliner. Remember which side's which. You probably labeled them, hopefully. And one side's going to go down to here. And the other one's going to do the same on the opposite side. And you guys are also going to want to pop this tab out right there. All right, so once you guys remove the screw in the back there, you guys are going to take your trim removal tool and just work on popping those pop tabs off. All right, so we routed the wires up and around, as I said in the last clip. And for this, you guys are going to pull that little tab back and just kind of give it a little jiggle. There you go. And that'll come right off. And then there's going to be another Phillips head screw right under this tab on this side, same as the other side. And once it is out, there's your Phillips head screw. Alright, so when you guys are breaking the clips loose for the panel, be careful pulling on this. You want to pull it as two because there's going to be a tab right here. You guys can see right there. And that connects the carpet like so to this plastic piece. And ours broke off, unfortunately. But just be aware of where the clips are. You guys want to basically go down as far as you can, but you'll have this whole area to work with. Yeah, like so, boom. There you go. To run the wire through that little grommet to install your tail light. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is plug in the main connection wires to the OEM harness, like so. And basically these have the OEM style grommets on it. I'll show you guys on this one over here. So they have this grommet right here with all the wires passed through on it, which is very nice of them to do. So we're going to run that through and install that like so, and then pop the tail light right in. And as you guys can see, the whole wiring harness for the OEM. And then you guys will find the aftermarket TSP tails harness. It'll be right down at the bottom there. So as we're plugging in all these wires, you guys can see the black to black, gray to orange, and then finish fishing this auxiliary wire all the way down. And once that's down and to the bottom here, you guys are going to plug that in the last remaining plug, which should be a little 4-pin plug. Might be a little hard to find, but once you find it, just plug it right in. And this side is fully powered. There you go. Alright, and once you guys have all these panels on this side only popped in and the wire all set, you guys can go ahead and secure the tail light the rest of the way using those 2 Phillip head screws, which are also 8mm if you want to use a ratchet instead. Next, you guys are going to take the new moldings here that TSP includes in the box, and you guys are just going to pop them right on. And then last thing you gotta do on this side, besides the weather strip itself, is to pop in that Phillips head screw on the side there and put that little trim piece right over it, that little cover, as you're gonna imagine, like so. And then just start working your weather strip back up. Don't go all the way around because you still have to do the driver's side. Alright, so same process on driver's side. Fish out the grommet with the OEM harness and push it through the hole. So like I showed you guys earlier, the new TSP taillights come with new grommets. So we're going to fish that through like so. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this little grommet into that hole and then pop the taillight in. Alright guys, so same deal. Black to black, gray to orange, and then a little 4-pin wire. Plug it right in after you fish it down and around. Alright, then go ahead and start popping your panels back in with a little Christmas tree clip. Like so. Same thing up here. Pop all this in. And then you guys also have that Phillips head to do again. Right over here with that little flat piece. Alright, and once you got that Phillips head back in, once again, work the weather strip up and around. We went pretty far up with it already, so. Alright, and then same thing, you guys just gotta put the 2 Phillips head screws in the tail light to secure it. They're also 8mm, like I said, so get those in to secure the tail light. Then we're just gonna secure this little privacy screen back on. Boom, like so. And then we just got to put this trim piece here, so let me grab that. And then that piece,
push this in first.
Push this side in first, and bend this side down. So that's the way to do it. That's the method. So I guess next, let's assemble the upper of the hatch. Alright, so what you guys got to do is you guys got to put the trunk hatch mechanism end in first. And then you guys are going to slowly just kind of work your tabs up and around. So like I said, you guys want to start right up here at the hatch latch. And then once that's in, you guys are going to want to put pressure on this middle piece to pop it in. And once that's in, you guys can start going this way with this side, this way with that side, and just slowly work your way each side little by little until it's all the way in. And once it's in, you guys are going to want to go back. You guys will have the screw there and the screw there to start. And then once again, you guys got these screws here under these little latches. One there too. All right, and these are the two-step performance sequential taillights. These fit all of the 11th gen hatchback models. Obviously, we put them on the FL5 Type R, and honestly, this is the aggressive back end look this car needed. It definitely is aggressive in its own way, but these taillights just look so good. The smoked look with the black accents of the wing, the diffuser, all that, the wheels, it just ties it together so nice. Two-step performance did a really nice job on these. But before we end the video, I just want to thank them, the whole crew, for sending these out for my dad to install. He's really excited. The car looks insanely good, and hopefully we were able to get you guys a halfway decent productive video. If you guys have any questions, you guys know you guys can hit me up on Instagram at fe1ruzi, and I will answer any questions. As always, link down below Two-Step Performance's website and link down below to the product listing. These are awesome, and I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.